Hello guys, welcome back to Football Manager 2023, my European Journeyman save. It's episode number 71. We are still the manager of Poprad in the Slovakian second division. It's still a very, very tough season. We've reached 780 games as a manager. We're approaching the end of our 20th season. Now I am going to do a little video at the end of the season. You know, the Football Manager has a new thing called a manager timeline. I don't know how long the video is going to be, a couple of minutes maybe. I might even try and narrow it down to under 60 seconds, so it could go on as a YouTube short. We'll see. But it's going to be a little reflection on the 20-year journey that we've been on so far. As for how our season's journey is going, it's hit and miss. Hit and miss. We'll have a look over the fixtures. There's been a couple more players come in. I've also applied for a job in the division above, which I guess we'll start there. There's two available. There's Poprad and FC Kosice, both available in the top tier. Now we have applied, as you can see, for the Poprad one. They currently sit bottom of the Slovakian first division. 2 points from safety, with 9 games remaining. Hopefully I can get the job and I can get in there quick and get us out of the relegation zone. But the reason I applied for it was this. They've got great training facilities. £60,000 a week. 60 grand a week. We have never ever had that much money. Ever. We've never played a player more than, what, £1,500-1,600? He's good. He's pretty good. I want to get into this squad as soon as possible. Poprad, I want to survive the division, survive the first division if I can. There were a couple of jobs that were insecure throughout the season. You can see that we're down here in stable, so we're not exactly doing great ourselves. But Slovan Bratislava, the dominant team in the country, they're currently in third in the league. They were insecure for a little while. If we have a look at the Slovakian first division, they're on a decent run of form at the minute. Yeah, granted that, but they're not at the top, which is where they're supposed to be. So they're having a tough time. And their job, the manager, was insecure for a little while. As for us, though, let's get into it. Last time you were here was the very, very humbling 5-1 defeat to Zelenia B. We did follow that up with another defeat to Puchov. How are Puchov doing in the table? We'll have a look in a minute. But it was a 3-1 defeat. It was Jan Sabo and Lucas Varga with 2 goals for Puchov. Jose Marins Jr. got one back late on for us. It's another game in which we were terrible in. And we fully deserve to lose the game. After that, though, we did pick up a win against fellow relegation strugglers Mijava. A nice 4-2 win in this one. Gadochi with 2. Marins Jr. with 1. Horniak with another 1. We did lose Kirchner through injury, though. Bartos and Yako got 2 back for Mijava. Vrabel was sent off after 25 minutes, which obviously made our job much, much easier. You can see that we have had a little bit of a change in formation as well. Now, I'll go over that in a second. It's worked quite well for us, to be fair. In some of the games. We followed that win up with another disappointing defeat to Petralka. 3-2 in this one. Heko, Azatko and Pavlik with the goals for the opposition. Igadochi again getting on the score sheet, and Patrick Suchi with the goals for us. Quite an even game, although Petralka, apologies for the butchering the name of the opposition team there, but they probably just about edged the game and probably did deserve the win. To be fair to them, it was another disappointing defeat. After that, it was against Presov. Now Presov are at the top of the table. It was 4-1. Gadochi did get on the score sheet again, but Peter Mares with a hat-trick and Lucas Carestes with the goals for Presov. They battered us. They really did. Lukac had a very, very poor game. In fact, the whole squad had a poor game, but Lukac, because he's highlighted in red, just stands out a bit more. But Peter Mares with the... he ruined us. He's got 24 goals in 18 games. Tells you everything you need to know about how good he is. I wish I could afford to sign him, basically. So that was disappointing. We then lost again 3 in a row to Trebisov. Stanislav Toth with the only goal of the game in the 23rd minute. XG-wise, they were better. We had more shots on target. We probably deserved to get something out of it. But poor finishing obviously cost us in this one. And I was quite disappointed with that. We then did, though, pick up 2 wins in a row. And it's potentially saved our season, these 2 wins in a row. Jose Marins Jr. and Gadocci with the goals in this one. A good performance. Probably did win against the run of play. We only had the 2 shots on target, but we scored both of them, which obviously, compared to the game before, is a much, much better performance. We then followed that up with a 1-0 win over Dubnica. Augustin Lastra with the only goal of the game. Sebek was sent off after 68 minutes. Dubnica absolutely hammered us. They really did. But again, the only shot on target all game for us. Found the back of the net. We held on. Kronig had a fantastic game. And that's all that's all we need to know. We then had 2.5 months off in the Slovakian second division. A 2.5 month break. And it was so painful clicking forward for 2.5 months. And we came back and we're in poor form. Ignore the friendlies. Friendlies mean absolutely nothing. But we took on Liptovsky Mikulas, who are, I believe, our rival. We conceded in the 5th minute and that was it. Game over. We had an XG of 0.08, which tells you how good we were going forward. Thankfully, they only had 3 shots on target. Otherwise, the scoreline could have been much, much worse. We've then drawn with bottom of the table Sered. We were at home for this game. We really, really needed to win this one, but we haven't. Solimar, who is one of the new guys through the door, got the scoring underway, but Ladislav Belan in the 88th minute for Sered bagged the equaliser, and it was heartbreaking. We really needed to win this game. So what that's done for us in the table, we currently find ourselves in 13th. We do have a 5-point cushion to the relegation zone, which is great. You can see Sered struggling there on 6 points, which is why I'm saying we really should have beat them. Presov are well clear at the top of the table. Obviously, they've got Peter Maras with those 24 goals. In terms of the signings that we've brought in, we've also had a few go out. Quinones has gone already, get his wage off the books. Slavomir Holly has gone as well, although he's come back on loan as a bit of cover, but I'm not paying his wages. And Sitol has gone as well. He doesn't fit the new system, and it's got his wages off the book. So, quite happy with that. In terms of signings, the players who've come in most recently, there's been 4 new ones. There's been Solimar, who is a Brazilian central midfielder. He's actually an attacking midfielder, but we have him playing in the centre. He's pretty decent. I think he's actually got Italian as a second nationality, so he doesn't count as a non-EU player, it doesn't take up one of those foreign slots, which is great. Slavomir Holly, like I say, he's come back on loan. Paulo Roberto is another Brazilian. Now, this one is a foreigner. EU nationality, no. He's natural as a full-back and can play right midfield, but he can't play as a wing-back, which is in the middle of the two. And when you see our new system, then I play with wing-backs now. So, but that's his attributes for playing as a wing-back, which are very, very good, other than he can't dribble. So I've got him training to play as that wing-back, and that is where he's playing for us. He's not had the best of starts, though, in his 2 games, a 6.15. So the sooner he learns that position, the better. And then Patrick Sulek is the most recent one. I haven't actually seen him yet. He's literally just signed today. Another midfielder. Signed, actually paid some money for one, 3.4k. He was valued at around about 12k, so I've actually got him pretty cheap. Apparently he has played for us. I don't know what I'm talking about. When did he sign? Yeah, he signed a month ago. I don't know what I'm on about there. Okay, he has played for us. One other quick thing which I did want to show you, as it's customary now, we're approaching the end of the seasons. I do like to catch up on how our former teams have done. Illumini find themselves currently in 3rd place in the table, just the 3 points off the top, which is surprisingly Olympia. Only 1 point behind Maribor, though, which is very encouraging. Obviously, Chelis is top goal scorer there, one of our signings, so shoots of progress again at a team that we've left behind. Before that, it was SJK. Now SJK did go on to win back-to-back titles. Obviously, we won that one. They won it again there. And then they haven't been out the top three since. Honka have won it the last 2 times. But SJK are doing very, very well for themselves. They've got decent money in the bank now, £15 million. They're doing okay in Europe, I believe. No, they're not doing okay in Europe. But financially, the club are sound. And one of our signings, Jordan Milne, is now worth between 4.4 and 6.4 million pounds. This is a man who we brought in. He's now made 128 appearances for the club. So, and he's the key player on £1,600 a week. So we've done a good thing at SJK. But I'm not going to go back too far. But Spartaks are still kicking around inside the top 3 in Latvia. Obviously, Riga have taken over dominance again since we were last there with 7 in a row. But Spartaks, Valmiera, and RFS are jostling for the top 3 between them, but Spartaks are the only natural in there. Again, money in the bank. So we've done quite well. Pereira, this is the key player, another one of our signings. 245 appearances now with 102 goals. So we've done quite well at the clubs we've been to. As for how we're doing, our key player is listed as Paulo Roberto now, despite the fact he doesn't actually play in his position. We've played 20 games for the club. We've lost 12 of them, a 25% win ratio, a minus 16 goal difference. This is something new for us in our career in this save. We've still got some money in the bank, which is great. But we're going to get into today's game. And today's game is against Slovan Bratislava's under-21s. So it's going to, and we're away as well. So it's going to be quite a difficult game. Now, this is the new tactic, and I'm not going to take any credit for it. I have been on the FM Scout website. I can't remember exactly whose tactic it is, but I am going to put a link for it down in the description. I'm not very good at building tactics. Never have been. It's not a plug and play one. It's not a direct copy. I have made some adjustments to it myself, but I will leave a link down in the description. So you can see there it's a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2 as it's actually listed. It's an underdog tactic. And we're going to go with Kronig in goal. Now he's playing as a sweeper keeper on support. We then have 2 ball-playing defenders either side of a central defender, which are Rihak, Lukac and Slovak. Wing-backs. Now wing-backs have never worked for me before. They sort of worked on FM22 and then they sort of didn't. They're very hit and miss. But right wing-back for today's game is going to be Kirchner. Paulo Roberti finds himself on the bench after his couple of poor performances. And then it's going to be Sebek, the man on loan from... Where's he on loan from? The team who we want to take over. He's as a left wing back. Now, their manager has been on the phone to me loads of times about his agreed playing position, which is obviously as a left back. And I've said, he's playing there. He's playing regular football. Where does it matter where he's played? And the other manager said, yeah, okay, fair enough. 2 weeks later, same conversation. It happens over and over and over and over again, and it's something that SI or Football Manager need to fix. In midfield, though, box-to-box midfielder on support is going to be Somsak. Then the new signing, Solimar as the deep line playmaker, Sulek as Amatzala on attack. We then have a deep line forward in Marins Jr. and advanced forward as Gadocci. Not expecting too much from this game, though, against Slovan Bratislava. They are probably one of the top 3 teams in the division. It's probably going to be another defeat for us if I'm being truthful. But we can't win all the time, can we? And 10 minutes on the clock, we get our first highlight, and it is for Slovan Bratislava. It's a good ball inside there, but Lukac covers across well. Kronig goes long. We're not going to get on the end of this, though, as Pavlovic brings it down, finds Belay on the left-hand side, finds Kochan. Kochan advancing towards that byline, gets the ball across. It's well cut up by Lukac. Kirchner helps on Sulek. And we've gone along again, which we're not going to win. It's Hill to Belay on the left-hand side. Can we get across to cover? No, we can, and he's come back. He's done his man, though. But great play by Belay. He gets the effort away as well. He's rattled the crossbar with that. Poor defending from the Poprad boys, and thankfully the ball's ended up with Kronig. Great play by the Slovan Bratislava left back there. Rattled the crossbar. As now we get another highlight. Surely Sulek was fouled there, but apparently not. And now Kochan takes it past his man far too easily again. Finds Compaiore, gets the cross in from the right hand side. It's a good cross as well. It's a good header, but not quite on target. And the warning signs are there so far in this game for Poprad. Kochan with the corner. It's a deep one towards that back post, and Igor Jurčin has given Slovan Bratislava under 21s the lead in rather disappointing fashion. We have not defended well in this game so far. I said this game was going to be a backs against the wall job. Hello? What's the point in standing on the line if you're not going to do anything? Oh my, do you know what? If I was the man stood on that post, I'd have done everything I could have to throw myself in front of that header to stop it crossing the line. Kirchner decided he didn't want to do that, and now Martin Kochan has scored another one, and Kirchner is at fault again for this one. He stood still. He's just stood still. Watch him. He's highlighted there on the right-hand side, and his man's gone. His man's gone. What's that? Come on. He's getting hooked at half time if he doesn't improve. We've offered nothing going forward though, as was probably to be expected. Slovan Bratislava, like I say, are a much better team than us. They're probably top 3 in the league. I don't know why they're down in 6th, but if you have a look at their goal difference, it's better than the 3 teams above them. And at half time, it is 2-0. It's been a poor performance, a very poor performance. Kirchner, I don't know what he was doing, stood on the goal line, but Paulo Roberto, the key man at the club now apparently, is going to come on. Rihak's having a poor game as well. The forwards are having a poor game. We're having a poor game all round, which is the theme of the season. I'd love to get into the other job I've applied for, Podbrevsnia, I think. I can't remember. 60 grand a week wage budget. That would be awesome. Slovan Bratislava coming forward again. And it is with a corner. It's going to be Kochan to take it. It's another deep one. Lukac does get it away though. Jurčin gets it back in towards Janko. Janko with a curling effort. It was a good effort, but it's gone thankfully over the crossbar again. If any of you speak Slovakian, by the way, who are watching, let me know how these J's are supposed to be pronounced. Are they silent? Are they not silent? Same with the C's. Are they a ch sound, or are they a hard C, or what? This one's Kochan. It's got a H after it. That's obvious. Good save there by Koenig. But they've still scored. Pellezinho with the 3rd goal of the game for Slovan Bratislava. And it's been another poor performance from Poprad. Oh, this has been tough. I mean, we are above where we're supposed to be, I guess. In terms of we're not in the relegation zone. I'm finding it very hard to keep us out of it though. Sebek actually wins the ball, but then gives it straight back to Hill. Compaore inside to Janko. Janko with the ball over the top towards Kochan, who's in again for 4-0. Oh, hanging about. It's been given offside. I've just noticed that both my forwards' match rating has just turned to red. Let's get them off. Let's get Lastria and Kuciak on. My other 2 options, but look at their comparison to the squad. They're not great, are they? And they're not going to rescue the game for us, not from 3-0 down with 15 minutes to go. As Koenig clears that long, finds Paulo Roberto. Let me get my cursor out of the way. Paulo Roberto advancing down the right-hand side. Now, this is where he's good. Gets the ball across towards the man who's about to come off, Kadokshi. Forces a good save from the keeper. We've actually finally offered something going forward. Kochan, corner left-hand side, Slovan Bratislava, in towards Jurčin. It's hit the crossbar, and Koenig's come away with the ball again. Somehow, it's not more than 3. And that is the end of the game, thankfully. Thankfully, that's all over. Thankfully, we've only conceded 3. I'm going to tell them that I'm far from pleased. I'm going to annoy some of them, but they were poor. They were really poor. And that's a disappointing result to lose 4. It doesn't get any easier. We've got 4th place in the table next. But guys, thank you for watching. As always, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I enjoy making these videos for the ones of you who do come and watch. If you do enjoy what you've seen, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well. It does help me out, and I do appreciate it very much. Hopefully, I get a new job. in the coming days. You might see me a little bit earlier in the season than intended. Obviously, we do thirds. Trebisov would be the next episode, unless we get the job in the top division of the team whose name I keep forgetting. Poprad. Hopefully we get that job and would have 9 games to save our season. But guys, thank you. You may, like I say, you may see me earlier, you may not. But yeah, cheers guys, and I'll catch you all in the next episode.